Good morning, Steve Fried with the Morning Grain Comments. Markets are mixed this morning with beans down 2 cents, meal gaining on oil, corn unchanged while wheat's up a penny. Outside markets, stocks are about unchanged while the dollar's a little bit higher and crude's also a little bit higher. As far as the weekend news, most of the Midwest had some showers activities in the west. East was dry, so harvest should have been good there. Northern Plains will get some rain, while the Southern Plains will be mostly dry. Down in South America, central Brazil, northern Brazil is dry. Western Argentina is dry. Australia is dry, and parts of southern Russia and Ukraine are also dry. We did note that China last week was a buyer of a few cargoes of OND Brazil beans, a few cargoes of Argentina October, and 1 to 2 cargoes of U.S. October PNW. They were also asking for prices of NOVDs and JFM US PNW corn. Funds, when we look at the numbers, they increased their net short. They're short 144,000 corn, 98 wheat, long 42 beans, 57 meal, and 45 oil. We did note that some of the private people are putting the U.S. Old crop corn carryout at 1457, up 5 million bushels from USDA, but with a yield of 173.8, they got next year's carryout at 2.3 billion versus the government's 2.2 billion, and that still includes about 4 to 500 million bushel increase in demand. That some things we may not see. In the beans, they increased slightly. Old crop carryout due to a slightly lower export number. For next year, a 50.1 yield, and the carryout is 250 versus USD is 220. And again, most of the drop is in exports. For wheat, 669 is their estimate of the wheat carryout versus 615 USDA. A slightly higher crop, lower feed usage is the main reason for the increase in the U.S. wheat carryout. Dalian futures, soybeans were lower, while soybean meal are higher. Palm and soybean oil also are higher in hopes of increased demand from Asia buyers. So in general, we're looking at very choppy trade. At the end of the week, we get the USDA stocks and also small grain annual summary. Stocks numbers, I think, are always interesting for wheat, but it should be the carryout numbers for corn and soybeans. So again, slow, choppy trade. Beans below $13 in the November. Corn around the 476 area, and wheat around the 581 area. So again, need some demand and the end of the U.S. harvest to bounce, especially corn and soybean prices higher.